I don't know how many times I have to say it, but 2020 sucked. Like, it's just what it is. And you know what? We should have seen it coming with how the first week started off as World War III Twitter. But personally, it actually started off fine. I was in South Korea living my best life. I competed in Miss California. I was about to get flued out to Facebook London. I was living my best life with my friends. But what I think is interesting is that we can pinpoint exactly when humanity hit the acceleration towards the cliff.
Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, and it is monster news. The NBA has suspended the season after Rudy Gobert has tested positive for coronavirus. Now, that's video from Monday at a press conference when Gobert was trying to joke around about the overreaction to the virus touching every mic and recorder in sight.
I kid you not, that day, Friday the 13th of March 2020, was when we all went into the rapture. Wow, that day was crazy. So, disclaimer here, in my culture, we have this thing. It's similar to the evil eye. It's called chat. And basically, if you say out loud the things that you want to do, the goals that you have, it gets taken away. It's just gonna be goals that are focused on making me a better person. And hopefully it'll give you ideas on how you can be your ultimate goddess in your universe. So in order to set goals for 2021, I think it's important to look back at your L's, and I know we all took a lot of them from last year to see where you can improve. So one thing I learned this year after finally seeing a therapist, because I ran out of people to force to see a therapist, I have persistent depressive disorder.
Ready to get it started.
And it explains a lot. If you watched my recent reset routine, then you know that I'm really trying to incorporate meditation into my routine. There are, of course, numerous studies that show the benefits of meditation, and I want those benefits. I deserve them. So I'm going to try my best every day to really just take a few minutes in the morning and focus on myself. I can definitely say this was probably my biggest L because, and look, rightfully so, like, in my defense, there was a lot going on. People were dying. Chadwick Boseman died today. I can't even explain the impact. People were struggling to make ends meet, so you wanted to help as many people as you could, so it was hard to like focus on yourself. I really let myself go. Like, I was oscillating from being super fit because I had a pageant coming up to being winded from walking down a flight of walking up or down a flight of steps to get to my room. I also lost all motivation to do anything, like just daily, regular, mundane tasks. I was just not into it. So needless to say, I was really behind on work. I was behind on YouTube. I was behind on replying to my friends. I was behind on a lot of things. But now that I know, like looking back at it, it's because of the PDD. Everything else going on that year did not help, of course. So it's definitely a goal of mine this year to focus on my physical health and strength. I've tasted the fruit of being toned and muscular. Like, I gotta go back. I want to feel strong again. I was able to do a push-up. I'm going to focus on getting fit and staying there, not because I have a pageant coming up, but because I want to. So I did some of this last year, but this year I really want to focus on it. Buying things that make me happy, like pampering and taking care of myself. So I remember I had just taken the plunge to buy some Yankee candles, and I've never been a candle person, but when I moved to like my new house, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a candle bitch. So I bought them and I leveled up. I leveled up to a new plane of existence. You are down there. You need to get up here with me and buy some candles. Aromatherapy really does work in terms of lifting up your mood. So I got into this like super craze of like, okay, I'm going to buy things like this that make me happy. So I bought some Lush Dream Cream, I bought some makeup, some face masks, and I kind of stopped because, you know, the whole completely and devastatingly unmotivated thing. But this year, I definitely want to focus on just pampering myself. I'm definitely going to be buying more things that I would normally think is a waste of money, but it's not a waste of money because I deserve everything. And so do you. I don't know what to do with my hands. So I had a really sharp decline in replying to my friends from like March to now, or just talking to people in general, not just my friends, my YouTube friends, my comments, my DMs. It was literally like here, replying, and then boom, like crazy decline. But what was interesting was that I noticed other people's social batteries were also declining. People who I know to be extreme extroverts were kind of shrinking back into their proverbial cocoons. It was really interesting to see, but it makes sense because people were unemployed, racial injustice,
nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
and so on and so forth. So this year I really want to work with my therapist to get to a point where I'm able to reach out to my friends and reply to people on a non-disrespectful time basis. This L was probably unavoidable, but that summer of 2020 wasn't it for Black people, especially. The murders of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, so many Black people. It was very, very extreme. You'd think that we'd get used to it, but at the end of the day, you just get desensitized. Seeing Black bodies kind of leaves you a little bit broken. You know, just constant Black bodies, constant disrespect, and social media didn't help because that's what everybody was talking about at the time. It was like people suddenly discovered what racism was, and it was pretty funny to watch. But I think what kind of stressed me out or just kind of irritated me the most was people who I call my friends or people who like interact with me not saying a word about it, not posting anything about it, not talking about it. I don't want to hear like people process things differently. Like, it's what it is. Like, I'm not gonna force someone to do something that they don't want to do. It's just more of like a mental note. So like, I remember, I'll always know the people who didn't speak up for people who look like me being murdered. That's just what it is. And then the Cheeto in the White House not helping, just being himself, just making it harder to exist here in America. Like, I was literally traumatized. Every Black person I knew was traumatized in those like 3-4 months. It was hard to function. Like, think about that. But you just couldn't help turning on the news or going on social media because you need to know what was going on, what was happening. This protest was happening there, that protest that was happening over there. I know people who've gotten tear gas, people who've lost an eye. Like, it was just a very rough time. And then on top of that, all these goofs who were traveling around during a panini press. Why? Woo! This is why I need to stay off social media. And that is my goal for this year, to not spend as much time on social media because Twitter is hilarious. But I'm definitely going to try and take no social media days or maybe no social media weekends. I'm not sure how I would figure that out, but I know the less time you spend on social media, the greater your mental health. That is well documented. So I'm definitely going to try and focus on that this year as a goal. 2019 was definitely by far the best year of my life. I landed the job that pulled me out of poverty. Basically, all of my dreams came true. Like, every single one of them that I've been imagining for like 20 years came true. So I'm just trying to replicate that for this year, man. I'm trying to have my hot girl summer. I'm tired of staying inside. I want to be inside someone's yacht. Put me on the French Riviera. That's all I want this year. So hopefully we can get it together. I don't know if that is in the cards for this year. We do have an actual president. You know, we were running wild with nobody driving for 4 years. So hopefully now that we have some leadership, at least the pandemic can be controlled. I don't know about anything else. My hopes are low. But in terms of this panini, I need to be pressed and we can kind of have some sort of life by the end of the year. Well, that's all I got. I hope you found like 1 or 2 goals that you can put onto your goal list. Make sure to keep some of your goals private. Like I said, evil eye, That's real. But I'll see you soon, friend. Bye. Happy planning.